Hi again, everybody. Just want to take a minute to talk about indoor lunch. Well, we've had a great stretch of really dry, beautiful weather throughout the month of September. And it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be rainy days, our first real rainy days of the year. Don't laugh, cohort 2 students. You know what I'm talking about. We wanted to talk for a minute about our indoor lunch procedures. And really, it looks like this is going to be an anomaly, something that's going to happen just for Tuesday and Wednesday for now. But we also know that the weather will change. And of course, it'll be too cold to be outside sooner rather than later. Anyway, long range forecast looks pretty good for the next couple of days beyond Tuesday and Wednesday. Same way that we arrived to lunch over the past several weeks, we're going to do that as we arrive to lunch for an indoor manner. We're going to use the hand sanitizing stations and the hand washing stations before finding a seat. There's no assigned seating, as we talked about. There is no assigned seating. However, attendance will be taken on our seating chart. So a staff member will walk around and check in with you, and they will write down your name to document where you were sitting. We're going to ask that you keep your mask on, of course, until you're seated to eat, and of course, to put your mask back on when you stand up from your seat. So again, when you're seated and you're eating your lunch, take your mask off and you can relax and enjoy your lunch. However, when you leave your spot, you're asked to, of course, put your mask on, just like we've been doing outside, and we've done a great job with it, guys. The cafeteria is set up with individual student desks spaced at 6-foot intervals. You'll notice that the desks are placed on squares in the cafeteria setup. So it actually works out really well for us to know exactly where a student should be seated or where they shouldn't be. The chairs are oriented pretty much in the same direction right now, but that's going to change. We're going to allow students to be able to rotate their seats, but we're going to ask that you keep your chair inside of your square. So you see that black box or the red box where the seats are positioned. That's your spot to sit. You can rotate the desk portion, but your chair needs to stay inside of that black box or that red box for the entire time. That is your space, your socially distanced 6-foot spacing for lunch. So please remember that. That's a very important safety procedure for all of us. There are a number of locations that are now available for indoor eating. We have the cafeteria, of course, set up as you've seen pictured, but we also have some brand new furniture that you probably walked by over the past couple of days that was just installed in the cafeteria foyer. It's set up more like a Panera kind of setup, a very nice kind of a place to hang out and have some lunch. Same rules apply, but it's another space, kind of a quieter space, a cooler space, a little bit more comfortable furniture too. And we have CLC1 set up for you as well. We have a picture of that. So CLC1 is set up in a socially distanced manner as well. So it's great so you can have some group conversations there, small groups, of course, but there's a chance for you to have some lunch in that nice space with that nice furniture as well. We also have 2 more tents on the way. We know that tents have been very popular at Algonquin, and we're able to secure 2 more tents to be outside. So that'll expand our outdoor seating area, which is a great thing, and will also allow us to be able to use it on days when it's kind of rainy, but not downpouring. So we're excited to have that option for you as well. So we'll have a total of 4 tents outside in the recess area. We're very, very lucky to be able to have that option. So that's it. Just a couple of announcements and reminders as we kind of gear up for a little bit of rainy weather over the couple of days ahead, and make sure that we do it in a safe manner, following all of our safety procedures and protocols so that you have a safe and enjoyable lunch. Thank you.
Good morning, Algonquin. This is Ellie Shapsis with your morning news. Today is September 29th, an A-Day. Attention all girls modified soccer players. Due to the forecast for rain and thunderstorms, practice today will be canceled. See you at practice Thursday. Coach Morehouse. Now over to weather.
Good morning, Algonquin. Today there will be a high 74 and a low 54.
And there's going to be an 80% chance of rain. Now back to the studio.
Attention modified cross-country athletes. There is no modified cross-country practice on Tuesday or Wednesday. Practices will resume Thursday at 2:45. Thank you, Coach Katie. Attention students, our book fair is going online this fall. AMS, in cooperation with the APO, invites you to shop the online book fair and support the school. The fair will run from October 4th to October 17th. All purchases will directly benefit our school. Don't miss out on your chance to shop affordable books and support AMS. All orders will be shipped directly to your home. Free shipping on book-only orders over $25. A link will be emailed home to students and parents so you can browse the book selection. Thank you. Now over to a video.
Good morning, Algonquin. Mr. Messier here. Talk about our student focus group community circles. We've been doing these for a couple of years, and they are a lot of fun and a great chance for Dr. Rode and I to get to know the students here in the building a little bit better and their opinions on different topics. First of all, what is a focus group circle? Well, a focus group is a group of people that help answer a question and give information. And oftentimes, focus groups are used to better understand what people think about a given topic. And in our case, it'll be school. But typically, these are used in businesses where they reach out to customers and they see what they think. So when Kellogg's has a new cereal idea, they'll have a focus group come in, they'll try the cereal, tell them what they think about it, and the rest. They do the same thing for movies and on all sorts of things out there in the real world. So what to expect? Well, Dr. Rode and I will be taking a few minutes of your time and at different points throughout the school year to have these community circle discussions. And it'll be by invitation. You'll receive a pass in your morning meeting group, or we'll invite an entire morning meeting group because the groups are so small this year for the in-person component. And we'll have a discussion about a series of questions. It could be, how's your year going? What makes a class great or not so great? What's the toughest part about being in middle school? Or what's the best thing about AMS? Or one thing we could improve at AMS, as well as some of the questions about how things are going this year generally in our new learning environment. So this will take place in the recess area under the tent for this first round for those students that are invited. And then we'll finish up by 8:11 so that we'll be ready for our first period. And participating students will get a pass in their morning meeting, or like we said, we may take an entire morning meeting group to conduct this first round. We're also going to do these in a virtual way for our virtual students. So we'll be doing that in the coming weeks as well. So we'll be reaching out to all sorts of groups of students here across the building, those kids that are at home for a hybrid day, or perhaps they're in person for a day, or perhaps they're 100% virtual students. We'll be reaching out to everybody. So that's our focus groups and how they're going to be operating this year. We look forward to getting to know more about your thoughts on school here at Algonquin. Now let's make it a great day.
Today's music was The Warrior by Patty Smythe. And that's it for our morning announcements. This has been Weather and Ellie Shapsis with your morning news. Remember, from start to finish every day, we embody the warrior way. When teachers are ready, students may begin their morning meeting activities. And now over to a video.
Hey everybody, Mr. A here with Tuesday's Tech Tip of the Week. Today's learning target is I can follow 6 easy steps to write a professional email to my teachers. The first thing I want to start with today is this essential, and that is texting and email are not the same thing. So the rules and expectations for texting your friends is different than writing your teachers. Tip number 1 to writing a professional email is to include a subject line. The subject lets the reader know what it's going to be about. Here it says question about culture project. Again, that helps us realize what we need to get to first when we're going through our emails. 2, use a salutation. Begin with something like dear or hello or good morning or good afternoon. It just starts and sets the tone off right. Tip 3 is to be professional. Follow all rules of grammar, spelling, and punctuation. So again, this is really the big difference here between texting and then emailing. The email should be more professional. My parents used to say that for me, going to school was my job, and so treat it like it's your job. Tip number 4 is to keep it to the point. We're all getting a lot of emails, and so the more direct and succinct you can be with your question or request, the easier it's going to be for us to field through it. So save the random comments, and also don't send us multiple emails. Really take your time, think about in one succinct written response what it is that you need. Tip 5 is to proofread your work. Again, checking for spelling errors, making sure that it makes sense. If you see something underlined in red, that doesn't mean it's special. It means it's probably spelled wrong. Tip number 6 is to include a closing and signature, something like sincerely or thank you, and then include your name on the email as well. Now you know how to make emails sound like a pro. Today's steps hopefully give you those 6 keys to make sure that you write appropriate and professional emails here at Algonquin Middle School. And for Tuesday's Tech Tip of the Week, I'm Mr. A.